Thank you, Tammy. Take it away.
Okay, then I will. First, I would like to acknowledge Judy and Susan and Nicole for actually putting this whole presentation together because I am only the mouth. And then I would also like to tell you that I'm going to work really hard to not talk too fast because that is something that I do. But on that note, if Susan can start our slideshow, we will jump right in with both feet. There we go, from the beginning. So Deborah brought up that the topic today is personal safety nets, and we're going to be talking about different components of that this week and next week. We'll let you know a little bit more about next week at the end of today. But for this one, we are talking about building our healthy community, and that each of us is surrounded by people we can count on and people who can count on us, whether we know it or not. A fundamental belief of personal safety nets is that we're all interdependent, that you matter to others and others matter to you. And I was thinking, so when you think about a safety net, you think about, oh, wait, I got ahead of myself. Next slide, please. So here are a couple of resources that were used in creating this presentation. The book, Personal Safety Nets, Getting Ready for Life's Inevitable Changes and Challenges by Judy, I'm gonna say Piggott, I hope that's right, and John Gibson. And then also a website that you see listed below on personal safety nets, which I think it should be SAF. We didn't catch that, Susan. Personal safety net. So spell it the way you know how to spell safety. But some neat things on that website. It describes a little bit more about what a personal safety net is, which you'll also learn today, but also gives you a toolbox to get you started. Things like surveys, checklists, worksheets, so you can get right into it and learn more. And also a resource list so that you can continue to learn if you choose. All right. So this kind of old school photo here of somebody maybe gonna jump out of a building and having firefighters around the net holding it so that they could catch the person before they hit the deck. And that is a similar idea to what we're going to talk about today, are pillars that you can kind of put around you that help to keep you safe. So this is kind of a physical example of somebody, you know, being shored up by pillars of safety, but really we'll be talking about kind of a metaphorical example. So a web of plans and resources and people who come together to give meaning, support, safety, ease, and security to your life. So kind of a softer landing for you when things go awry, either for yourself or for somebody that you really care about. Yeah, next slide, please. So we are all interdependent. Each of us is surrounded by people we can count on and people who can count on us, whether we know it or not. So this interdependence offers us peace that we are not alone and knowledge that we do not have to navigate life's events without help. It provides us with a sense of security. And I like this, I like the photo on this slide where the hands are kind of woven together, kind of like when you used to make a king or queen's chair for your friends, but how the hands are woven together. And if you think about it, each person or resource that you bring into that circle around you, each pillar, they're like a strand in your own weaving. And the more of those strands you have, the tighter and sturdier your net is. Yeah. Next slide, please. I think we have a little video here. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, hi everybody.
Hold on. We have a little story we want to share with you related to folks coming together in support. And this one was during the kind of early times of the pandemic.
Let's face it, social media can often be an unfriendly place, but right now, people in Oregon are using it to spread some good.
Knowing that I can help in some way in a hard time makes getting through it a little more bearable.
Nicole Fisher started a page on Nextdoor to find out how she could help her Northeast Portland neighbors in need.
My hope with it was that people in their houses who are scared, who are alone, who really shouldn't, none of us should leave, but really older people or people who are immunocompromised would just know that there's people really close by who could grab them something or run them something over to their, drop it off on their porch, just so that they feel less alone.
From Nextdoor to Facebook, groups are popping up all over social media, offering help. Like this group in Beaverton, and a growing effort with PDX COVID-19 Mutual Aid Network. They have a page on Facebook and Instagram where people can request help. They're raising money to buy food and supplies for those in need. They beat their goal of $10,000 Monday, but plan to raise it as more requests come in.
From this Nextdoor thing, I realized there's a ton of people who are thinking like me, who want to do anything.
But Fisher noticed an issue. Many of the people who are at high risk for becoming seriously ill from COVID-19, mainly older adults, are often not on Nextdoor or other social media sites. So she took her digital idea to print, passing out these flyers in her own neighborhood.
There's something you need. Just
shut the door.
Help our neighbors, especially those who are most at risk for becoming seriously ill from COVID-19.
Once this is all over, we know each other more and feel more comfortable reaching out to each other just locally.
Brittany Folkers, KGW News.
What a great idea. I have seen on Facebook people saying they're lonely, that this isolation is really hard on a lot of people. So Fisher is sharing her template for those paper flyers we told you about, so anyone can offer help in their own neighborhoods.
It's such a great idea, and you can print them out for yourself. We have a link to the PDF right now on KGW.com.
Let's face it.
Yeah. So we are going to continue on with our slide deck. And in this community cafe, we're going to look at the underpinnings of success, which is coming right here, the underpinnings of success. And I'll just say it, and the 8 pillars of resilience, which your safety net will support. And the underpinnings of success, if you stretch your imagination, it's kind of like when Corey was talking about the understory of a forest from last week's cafe, that the understory can buffer trees from the wind and also can help protect their integrity in a drought. So you're kind of building this system of protection. And the 8 pillars of resilience, which this team will support, Nicole cleverly took that forest theme, you'll see it in just a minute, and the underpinnings of success will be in their very own forest. So that's coming up next. Next slide, please. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought we were doing this. And okay. So in next week's Community Cafe, we will be figuring out what attributes and skills you need as you put together your safety net, tips for finding new people and or resources to reach out to for your safety net, and determining who you can trust. That's a big one. So all those things we'll be talking about next week. Just a little quote, you've probably heard it before, but this is one that just, I don't know, Susan and I think never gets old. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Isn't that beautiful? It kind of looks like Judith's backyard. Anyway, these are the underpinnings for success. And first, I'm just going to read you the list of them. So effectiveness, learning, community, kindness, security, power, hope, and humor. And these are the qualities we want in a personal safety net team. And we're going to look at these one at a time. You don't have to take notes if you don't want to, because all of this will come out in your weekly mailing. But if you're like me, it sticks in my brain better if my hand is moving. So whichever works for you. And as we go through these qualities, think of individuals you might already know in your circle of life who may have some of these qualities. So effectiveness, doing anything well and in time. And that can be enhanced with preparation and practice. Learning, taking in and understanding new information. This happens all throughout life, and you can plan to do it. So you can purposely be a lifelong learner. Community, a group of people with common interests, which is essential to happiness and longevity and part of strength. Kindness, being caring. I feel like if you go to the YMCA, which I think almost all of you do, I'm pretty sure you are a kind person. There's the old adage, right? Do unto others as you would like done unto you. Security, feeling safe and protected. And you can enhance this through connection with others. Power, control and influence to do something. So being able to see and affect choices and ask for help. That's a skill. Some of us are really bad at asking for help, really good at giving help, but bad at asking for it. So that's a skill to develop. Hope, to have a wish for something to happen or be true in the future. And this is a cornerstone of strength, to be able to hope. And I think we all use that skill in the last 15 months, right? Humor, the ability to see something as funny. Humor can smooth the bumps, raise the spirits, and heal you. And can you, right now, after going through that list, were some names popping up for you of people in your life that bring some of these aspects into your life, or that are already doing it? Maybe they're already doing it with you. Okay. I think the next one. All right. So we're going to look at the 8 pillars. So now we're kind of looking, now we're going vertical, people. We're going to be looking at, yeah, nice. That's nice with the arrow. We'll be looking up and down at the 8 pillars. And these are things, these are individuals or resources that can give you the support you need to bounce when inevitable changes or challenges arrive. And these friends or resources will come from various aspects of your life. We'll look at these one at a time again. And again, you don't have to take full notes if you don't want to, because you will receive all this information in a mailing. So the first one, you can see on the tree on the left of your screen, belief system, so compassion and hope. This part of your personal safety net includes all classical spiritual activity and or that which feeds your soul. So this is different for everyone. All the aspects of your beliefs that keep you buoyant and hope-filled include whatever in your life that brings forth more compassion or increases your awareness of the abundance around you. Is it a specific religion or spiritual tradition? Is it reading certain poets or wisdoms? Is it walking in nature, being around pets, listening to certain music? Is it keeping a gratitude journal? So lots of different ways to involve yourself in spiritual activity. Second one is career, and is compassion. Is compassion, and where is my, hold on, people. Could we do the next one, please? Perfect. All right. Thank you. Community resources. So this refers to professionals, paid and unpaid, who address the needs of the community. So this could be things like lawyers, accountants, or resources like a senior center's free tax clinic. These include things like community education and arts organizations. Seeing what exists in your community depends on where you live, on the network of trusted friends and family to give you referrals, and on your belief system and personal history to help you decide what would be appropriate for you. All right, there we go, family and friends. Each family is unique, coming with its own constellation of generations, relationships, and histories. In some families, there's an abundance of welcome and available assistance such that lives are well supported and healthy. In other families, physical, historical, or emotional distance may have limited what is available. There's no one size fits all when it comes to family and friends. So we encourage you to think about who you know and associate with, who does what well, and from whom you like or would like to receive guidance and or support. All right. So finances and legalities, everything from your bank account to insurance policies to legal documents covering powers of attorney, wills, and such. It can be easy once this is understood to see how finances affect many areas, because this is one area that, finances are affected. That was redundant of me, not of the presentation. Okay, next one. All right.
Health and wellness.
We'll do health and wellness. Staying healthy and getting well are two different things. Some of us, for instance, are born with stronger immune systems than others and with different metabolisms. These are personal characteristics. Surrounding ourselves with people who support our being healthy can boost individual efforts. Friends and families, healers of all sorts can help us heal when we get sick or broken. Doctors, healers, workout, process, all of those things are important. Whether there's enough money or insurance to cover what's wanted is also a consideration. Also, whether your legal documents are in place is important to consider. Okay, and intellect. Keeping your brain in as high functioning a place as possible doesn't happen without thought. Throughout life, we can be learning new things. Get curious. You could join others to play games that will keep you thinking. You could take virtual or, if you're comfortable with it, in-person classes. You could actively attend. Actively attending to your intellect can perk your spirits and send positive ripples to other aspects of your well-supported life. Okay, possessions. Each and every possession we have requires some degree of care and maintenance. Think of homes, cars, computers, and more. When something breaks, there might be a crisis, but there could be a plan. And I think a car, there is a car example in this, and I think is a really good example of this. If you have in place help already, you already have an idea. So you already have a place that you take your car, or you already have a friend or family member, that's good with cars. Or you could take a class and learn how to work on a car. Or you could keep your car on a maintenance schedule. But thinking ahead really tamps down that moment in time when you go to turn your key and nothing happens and you're supposed to be somewhere soon. So that planning ahead really can help decrease your stress level and help you tap into your safety net. Okay. Is that the last one of those? There they all are. So we are getting prepared to move into small groups, and these questions will be in your chat box as well. So you can refer to them. Then we go back to it. Yeah, thank you. So here are some things to think about as we move into our small groups. What stood out for you this afternoon? So out of the things that we talked about, the pillars and the underpinnings, what are some things that stood out to you? What have you identified as elements of your personal safety net that are already in place? And how can you strengthen or fill the gaps in your personal safety net? So 3 questions. I think I pass it back to Deborah here to talk about getting into small groups.
Yes, thank you, Tammy, for bringing into focus the importance of community and tips for being able to look at what we have, what we might need to be strengthened, or what is missing in what we'd like to bring into our safety net. And I have to turn off the recording.